Hi everyone, welcome to your Modern Maven Tarot Collective Tarot for the full moon in Scorpio on May 12th, 2025. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, thank you to all my subscribers. Do hit that like button and comment if this reading does end up resonating with you. Now, the full moon is considered a flower moon, and it's going to be happening May 12th at 12:55 p.m. Eastern time. So see what time that is in your local area. This full moon is expected to bring about major personal transformation and sudden twists of fate. All right, Scorpio, known for transformation, going to the lowest depths and coming out to the highest highs, right? And when we think about Scorpio, we have to remember that the death card is ruled by Scorpio. And death card is all about transformation, accepting change, accepting the things that need to be happening, moving away from things mentally to allow that creative spark, that inner child, that creativity, that passion to really come forth without fear. Now, fear is going to be a big indicator in this too, okay? Because what our shadow does and what our collective shadow does is it uses fear to keep us where we are. It uses fear to keep us in the same cycle. So we do this to ourselves personally, and then the collective unconscious also has its own shadow energy. The collective has its own shadow energy. And so where we can find the ways in which we can break out of that, matrix, if you will, right? Because the death card is really what I want us to focus on, because while there is chaos and sudden change in the death card, there's also that flower that is beginning to bloom. And so we have so much related to chaos in the collective that I just want you to hold on to that, okay? Hold on to the loving feeling is really what I'm getting. So here's a breakdown. Also, too, with this full moon, check out Pam Gregory, Donna Stellhorn, Heather Ensworth. They have wonderful recaps. Donna Stellhorn does a great job of doing sign by sign, making it very clear. Also, her latest readings have had the part of fortune explained, which is really helpful and really illuminating. If you don't know where your part of fortune is, highly suggest you check out those videos. They're in her May 2025 videos, I know for sure. And Pam Gregory, just the best when it comes to a breakdown of the astrology and what it means for the collective. Okay. Also, too, like what strong transits you should be paying attention to in your own chart. Now, let's talk about this full moon. All right, so flower moon. Like, again, I want to go back to what I said about the death card and that flower blooming, this flower moon. April showers bring May flowers, right? And so there's so much that is clearing away. The watery energy of Pisces, Pisces North Node, the watery energy of Neptune, the watery energy of Saturn and Pisces. If you've been feeling exhausted, raise your hand. I have been too. And one thing that I love that Donna Stellhorn said is that this pressure cooker energy that we're feeling in, this full moon is actually going to bring a bit of relief to that, okay? So we're all feeling in this pressure cooker, and, burnout, be very, very mindful of that. Don't push yourself too hard, but also don't make excuses for not doing the things that you want or need to do, okay? It's a very tricky balance, right? Know thyself, nothing in excess. It's what the Delphic Oracle said. It is the secret to life, but it is harder than it seems. So flower moon, yeah. The significance of this, the intensity is going to bring about sudden changes in personal transformation. Not only personal transformation, but collective transformation. There's probably going to be a lot of shocks. I mean, we've been seeing shocks everywhere. Going to continue feeling those shocks, the vibrations and the residuals of those shocks. The other thing to take note of is that the Scorpio full moon is going to be opposing Uranus, all right? And then it's going to also be conjunct with the sun in Taurus. And, and so we are going to see a lot related to balancing the scales, justice, the imbalance of the scales, a lot of Libra energy to focus on when it comes to justice. It's also a card of seeing clearly. So maybe there have been people who have been lost in the fog, and there are things that are happening that kind of wake them up, that shake them up, okay? The most mindful thing is to not let the fear of your personal shadow and the fear of the collective shadow prevent you from staying aligned with the energy of that Pisces North Node, that compassionate, empathetic, creative, depths of knowing type of energy that we have for the future, okay? Now, also the things to emphasize with the themes of this full moon, it's going to be a tension between the desire to transform and overcome our limitations and the resistance to change. So like I said, we're in this pressure cooker, and you can also think of it like the birth canal. Okay, like we're birthing a new world, right? And I saw the Empress earlier, and that makes perfect sense too, because the Empress is all about, you know, birth and creation and things coming to fruition and beauty and bounty and all these wonderful, amazing things that are of this new age of Aquarius. And so when it comes to this tension, when it comes to this pressure cooker, feeling our limitations, we're meant to really, instead of projecting out, to go within, all right? Focus your energy within. The more you can stay off the line, I know I say this all the time, but the more you can stay off social media, the better you are, all right? Just limit your time, really identify the things like that are trying to get your attention, that are trying to drain your energy, and move on, all right? Also, too, it's going to highlight the need to release any attachments that we have to either past identities, past situations, past relationships, and to create space for a more liberating way to be, all right? So liberation, I'm going back to that idea of the Justice card and Libra and liberation and breaking free. There's just so much here that I think so much of this is mentally. And perhaps a lot of the things that click here are going to be the difference between, the split difference between your internal world and your external world. We're going to see that all in this like pressure cooker type of energy, okay? So before we dive in, I want to talk quickly about the pre-shuffle messages. And also too, you can always skip ahead if you want to just get to the reading. You're more than welcome to do that. So the first thing that came in, balance and harmony. Big, big, big. Because when it comes to this transformation, we're trying to bring more balance. We're trying to bring more harmony. We're trying to bring more peace. Empowering question. What is my life like when it is in balance? All right. If you're feeling like your life isn't in balance, go back to a time when it was. Focus on that. Look at all the pieces, okay? And find ways that you can incorporate, because it probably has to do with a certain time in your life, like, where the stars were aligned and everything was in balance. Go back to what that felt like. Go back to what that looked like, okay? Sage came up as well. Wisdom, purification, and harmony. Like I said, there's so much here to balance. Like, it's a lot of energy of like two of coins, right? Balancing on that bike with those coins. So Sage, purification. So this is another thing too. Make sure you're doing everything you can to cleanse your energy as much as you can, okay? Because there's Uranus is saying like, we're ready to step out into the great unknown. We can't fear the major transformations, the major opportunities that are coming. And it might be about your personal cup, right? Like filling your personal cup, okay? Wisdom though, you're probably going to get a lot of profound aha moments. Collectively, we're going to get a lot of profound aha moments. And why I do these collective readings, the more of us that can align our energy together collectively, the better off, the more like rapid, the change comes, right? It's like, that's the whole point. The distraction is to decide. People want to dictate how you focus your energy. People want to dictate how the vibration that you're at. And so the more that we can take personal power and personal control, the better, okay? Selenite, spiritual path. Selenite's wonderful too for cleansing, connecting to your higher self. Have some selenite with you around the time of the full moon and really do like a nice deep meditation. Also, definitely pay attention to your dreams. Always pay attention to your dreams, but especially during a full moon, okay? Because I think really too, with the spiritual path, like it's joyous and it's quick moving. And the biggest part about that is balancing the light and the shadow. They have to work together. If they pull in one direction, you're not going to be pulling towards the path that you're meant to be on, okay? And this is another interesting thing. So in the archetypal energy, for the new moon in Taurus, the Advocate came out. The Advocate came out again, all right? And so this is a theme where we're going to be seeing this a lot in the collective. So let's look at that slide attributes of that type of character. Inspires you to put compassion into action, but the shadow attribute is embracing negative causes or committing to a cause for personal gain. So we are going to be seeing the light and the dark of that, okay? The most important thing though is when you do see the shadow energy, you pay attention to the focus that you're giving it, okay? Because we're really meant to just break free. Like breaking free is a huge message when it comes to Scorpio. Because also too, Scorpio death, but all those Scorpio addictions, you know, so there could be things that are holding you back that you don't even realize that like you're addicted to. Honestly, social media, you can be addicted to that. Binge watching TV, food, you know, drinks. I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving you advice, but I'm just saying like there's so many things. You could be addicted to success. You know, there's all of these things where it's going to look different for everybody, but we're all finding ways to break free of whatever it is, limiting beliefs, addiction, whatever that is. There, again, we're in this pressure cooker, okay? And remember, we're all in this pressure cooker, okay? Another important thing that came through, past life energy of imprisonment and slavery. And so it's, again, breaking free, transforming, all right? For a lot of you, I do think this has something to do with a creative spark inside you, something that inner child has always wanted to do. And it can be, you know, is mundane as taking an art class, right? You know what I mean? Like there's just something here where we put something off. It takes a lot of transformation. This is Saturn and Pisces. So remember that Saturn and Pisces energy has been very, very strong. It's been very tough, right? But it's building your resilience. It's building your strength. And it takes following a new path though. If you want this to blossom, it is going to take following a new path. And I think that new path too, it really has to be dealt with how we react emotionally, how we feel emotionally to situations. And it's going to take some work. So, but the biggest thing is the breakthrough, the breakthroughs that are coming, the aha moments. All right. Again, Uranus is a rebellious energy. It's going to take rebellion. It's going to take rebellion against the shadow, that the things that your shadow uses to keep you safe, what it thinks it is. So again, imprisonment, slavery. So there's things from that past life energy where we feel that, you know, restricted. We feel we can't escape, okay? And so that's where, again, the things that are coming through, though, are major transformations related to that, all right? And last but not least, we had the Knight of Swords and the Empress pop up. Now, the Knight of Swords, standing up for what you believe in, speaking your truth, speaking up for the little guy, okay? That is, the Knights are very passionate. The Knights are very determined. The Knights are also very impulsive. So remember, Uranus can create some risk-taking impulsivity. So just be mindful with the words you speak, because you're going to be feeling a strong sense of justice in some area of your life. And it is because we're in this like gunky phase of like, we can see this, right? And but we can also see like the structural energy of like authority and control and power, all right? So Empress, though, I want you to focus on that Empress because she is very important right now. So the more you can get out into energy, oh my gosh, energy, the more you can get out into nature and balance your energy, the better off you'll be, because there's so many cups coming in. Choose the cup, though, that is right for you. Don't choose the cup that you feel others want you to choose. Choose the cup that is right for you, okay? Choose your cup. All right, and that, I swear, that King of Cups has been popping up so much lately, which I love as a Pisces. Okay, so let's see what we got for the collective, for the full moon in Scorpio on May 12th, 2025. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Please do hit that like button, subscribe, and comment if it does resonate. Yeah, Page of Wands again. Again, the impatience. Patience is so very important at this time. Not deciding how it's going to happen, just knowing that it's going to happen. And if you do have this in-between time, use it to rest, okay? Make sure you use it to rest. Oh, okay, so this is fascinating. And look who's there again. Okay, people are going to be feeling fired up. Let's get into this and then we will clarify a little bit more. All right, overall energy, 5 of Coins. Now, this is Taurus energy. This is Mercury in Taurus. And so the way that you speak about your situation, the way you speak about the collective is very important. Now, what did I say about us transformation? So there's the scarcity mindset. There is poverty consciousness. All of this collectively of like, the haves and the have-nots, you know, waiting for somebody to fill your cup. And look at the roots on here. You can see the roots. This is a deep collective shadow, okay? The collective unconscious, the shadow energy of that. We all collectively need to work on this in a way of just reprogramming our brain, okay? Everybody deserves a piece of the pie type of energy. And so if you do have scarcity mindset, what can it teach you? All right, because what it teaches you is the light comes from within. If there is scarcity somewhere where you're living, what do you have a bounty of? Okay, and again, so like this pressure cooker energy too, it is gonna connect a lot of people back to their community, which is so very, very important right at this time. So this is very cool though, because what we need more of is the 7 of coins. And so here we everything is ready to be harvested and there's satisfaction, right? This card can also indicate like, is the juice worth the squeeze? But here, what I love about this is, you know, the bounty that is there. Her basket's empty. She doesn't look fearful. She doesn't look scared. And here we have more Taurus energy. This is Saturn and Taurus. And so really in this position, we really want to ask ourselves like, is what I'm working towards what is most beneficial for me at this time? Is where I'm putting my energy most beneficial? And to get out of this mindset of I don't have enough, like, okay, this is very actually fascinating. So her cup is empty, right? And look at on her face. And then here, after she's done the work, her basket is empty, but look at the difference in her face. Oops, hold on a second. Look at the difference in her face, okay? You go from victimhood to empowerment. Victimhood to empowerment. All right, when you identify that the light comes from within. Now what we have the right amount of, I love seeing this in this position for this full moon, because it's all about transformation. The 8 of Cups, Saturn and Pisces. And so collectively, a lot of us have awakened to this transformation. A lot of us have accepted and said yes to the transformation. So during this full moon, be very mindful, like, where is your Saturn? Do you have any strong Pisces placements? Because when it comes to restriction, when it comes to resilience, when it comes to strength and challenges, we're ready to rise to the challenge, okay? What we need less of, the 10 of coins. Now, this is saying being comfortable right now is not going to get us anywhere new. Being comfortable right now is not going to get you anywhere new. So if you're comfortable where you're at, then, you know, congratulations. But if you're somebody who's looking for transformation, being comfortable is not going to get you where you want to be. And again, if you feel that there is an imbalance, if you feel like collectively, personally, the scales are not, you know, balanced fairly, you can't be comfortable with where you're at right now. All right. And what you can change, the 6 of Cups. So here's where we dial it back again. Okay, with the chaos. Go out into nature, spend time with your loved ones, tune out the outside world and tune into yourself, tune into your emotional well-being, tune into your inner child, tune into joy and free, like just free play. You know what I mean? Like what makes you happy? What do you enjoy doing? Like spend time doing it. If something is making you feel that pressure, dance, sing, do something that comes from the depths of just pure joy, because that's going to be what snaps you out, okay? What you need to accept, so this is fascinating. So 6 of Wands, okay, so now this is Mars and Leo. I'm sorry, it's not Mars and Leo, it's Jupiter and Leo. So the expansion is going to come from you shining your light. And that can be a hard thing to see because, you know, for me, for instance, I'm a Pisces. And so like, I feel good when I help others shine, right? And I kind of sometimes shy away from shining myself. And so this is something where we need to accept. So this is so funny. You need to accept all the hard work you've done, enjoy the recognition you deserve. And that can actually be hard for some people. And so collectively too, like there might be things happening to us personally and then in community where we want to play small, and we're not meant to play small right now. And so if this is you, like you're not meant to play small right now, you're not meant to minimize your success, you're not meant to minimize your challenges, you're really meant to just shine and have confidence and not feel like this wasn't something that was earned because it was earned. Okay, now where this is heading, the Knight of Swords, like I said, a lot of people are feeling fired up right now, and just tune into your heart, okay? So this is also ruled by Taurus and Gemini, which I find fascinating because it also has some fire energy in it. And since we are going from Taurus season to Gemini season during this transformational time, just make sure that the truth you're speaking and just you're speaking is coming from your spirit side, not just ego. It has to be a healthy ego, a healthy higher self that is speaking this truth, and not just a means of putting others down, okay? The point of speaking your truth isn't to make others feel this way. It is kind of what I'm getting. Okay, so let's get the past life energy first and see what past life energy is affecting the collective for the full moon in Scorpio. All right. So we actually had 3 come out. All right. So we have wars and battles, Native American, and leaving or travel. Now, what I think when it comes to justice, when it comes to balance, when it comes to, you know, this shakeup, if you will, and transforming, there's a lot related to what needs to be healed, what needs to be set right. And there's been a lot when it comes to Indigenous people, when it comes to war, when it comes to, you know, forced leaving, forced travel, if you will. There's a lot of energy that there's a reset button, right? But it's not just pretending. If we haven't learned anything, it's that, like, things don't just disappear, right? They have to be transformed. They have to be cleansed. If you try and ignore something, it just gets buried deep down, right? And then it'll eventually bubble to the surface. So when it comes to this past life energy, the more that we can speak our truth in a sense of setting things right and cleansing this toxic energy, the better off we'll be, because there are people suffering who have been suffering for a long time, and they're not meant to be suffering, right? So yeah, just expect a lot of gunky energy in the collective, but also just a lot of people waking up and asking themselves why, right? Like why? Okay. Now let's get, I want to see the archetypal energy because that's also going to be just as important. All right, what archetypal energy is affecting the collective? A lot of cards in 3s, which I find fascinating. A lot of 3s. 3, 3, 3. Okay. What did I say about cleansing? So we have the Exorcist, the Priest, and the Liberator. Let's start with the Exorcist. So light attributes: freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Shadow attributes: fear of facing your own demons. And so here's where, like, a lot of people don't want to look within and see the past life energy within themselves or within their ancestral lineage. We can free ourselves of destructive impulses, right? And this is what I say, the more of us that personally do this, the stronger the collective is, the more we give that energy to the people who perhaps aren't strong enough to rise to the challenge, okay? Priest, light attributes: facilitate spiritual commitment, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Shadow attributes: violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role, okay? And Liberator, we see Liberator a lot, don't we? Light attributes: freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Shadow attributes: imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. Okay, so what are we, like, breaking free, freeing yourself from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Here's something too. Make sure you're aligning yourself with, you know, like what you're consuming and everything, like people who are in this light, because again, there's a lot of snake oil salesmen out there. There's a lot of people who are, you know, especially, you know, on TikTok and stuff, where it's like, you know, like the get rich quick kind of energy. And it's like just be mindful of who you think are in the roles of justice, liberation, cleansing, clearing. And most importantly, stop giving your power to other people. And remember that the light comes from within, okay? So let's get an empowering question. What empowering question is going to help us remind us that the light comes from within? Perfect. All right, your 2 empowering questions for this full moon. what am I thankful for today? And who am I when I'm alone? So the light comes from within. Who are you when you're alone? Because that's where you're going to find your light. It might take, you know, a little journey within. Sit in some silence, have some meditative music. That's another thing. I'm going to start posting more classical music to help with meditating and kind of clearing your energy. Okay. Green Witch Tarot. What does the Green Witch Tarot have to say? What advice for the full moon in Scorpio? All right, what advice for... Also, to the Six of Cups, I want to go back to the need for daydreaming, right? Like, we really need to utilize that Pisces. I just want to show it to the sickle related to the death card at the bottom. That Pisces dreamer. We really do need that Pisces dreamer, okay? And so if you're not dreaming of, if you're not spending time pursuing your dreams, now's the time to say yes, okay? All right, so Green Witch Tarot, tend, maintenance, encouragement, guidance. Absolutely during Taurus season, especially with this strong Mercury in Taurus and Saturn in Taurus energy. And walking staff, support, encouragement. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot here to, when it comes to the cleansing, and I've been telling people to work on their shadow energy for years now, okay? And so for those of you who have been constantly putting in a little bit for the shadow energy, you're gonna be feeling a lot lighter. And honestly too, like for a lot of people, you'll be seeing this in the collective more than you'll be seeing it in yourself, okay? But it's so important to make sure that when you see this, you don't play small. When you see this, you don't lower your vibration to meet other people's expectations. You keep yourself at that high vibration because that's where you're meant to be, okay? All right, so we will get liquid crystal energy, and then we will do the sign by sign. All right, what liquid crystal energy is going to help the collective for full moon in, wow, Scorpio, 3 again. Maybe I was meant to have sickle out here because like everything's been coming up in 3, so I am going to say it. Okay, sickle, focus, regrowth, letting go. Yeah, obviously we were meant to have that. Focus, regrowth, and letting go. It's almost like this, like, you know, this is like the staff of having that wand in your hand, you know, like the Page of Cups, and this is to clear. So like you can be clearing and growing at the same time. All right, so first we have Dioptis, the healing heart, smoky quartz, earth light, and labradorite, free will. Yeah, these are all so very important. Remember the free will that you have when it comes to transformation. Remember the free will you have in choosing what you say yes and no to. Remember the free will you have when it comes to what you choose to focus your energy on, your thoughts on, okay? All right, so let's do sign by sign, and then we will close this out. All right, what does Aries need to hear for? Hold on, I forgot these guys. Okay, what does Aries need to hear for? Okay, that's way too many Aries. Aries, if you're feeling a little scattered, be very mindful of that, okay? All right, Aries. Ooh, 4 of Swords, but in reverse. Aries. Like I said, we want to avoid burnout. We want to take time. If you are only go, you're not giving time for the transformation that needs to take place, all right? You have to slow down. You have to take time to tune into yourself, to really allow anything that we've buried deep down to come to the surface, okay? It takes balance, all right? The 4 of Swords is ruled by Jupiter and Libra, and so you're going to actually have more expansion if you slow down and make sure that you incorporate meditation into your day-to-day. Taurus, 7 of Pentacles, you got some Saturn energy here, okay? Saturn energy related to what you grow, what you choose to grow, and if what you're growing is what you want to grow or if it's what somebody else wants to grow, okay? Because you should be proud of yourself no matter what, Taurus, all right? Gemini, of course, you get this 8 of Swords. Gemini, get out of your head, okay? I'm a Gemini moon rising north node. I get this. This is Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter is in Gemini, that expansion. There's a pressure cooker here. There's a feeling that we're stuck when we're not stuck. And the only way to unstick ourselves, look at, she's in the water of that north node in Pisces. She has these swords here. You have something within you that you have the answer, all right? Take some time, just meditate, focus your energy on one of these swords to free you. You don't need all of those swords to free you. One of those swords can free you, okay? With that blindfold on, tune into yourself and you will find the answers you need. But please get out of your head, all right? Stop thinking about limitations and start thinking about possibilities. And that is literally what this full moon in Scorpio is about, all right? Breaking free from limitations. And Geminis, with you having Jupiter in Gemini, like that expansion is here for you. All right, Cancers, Ace of Swords and Temperance. All right, you have this opportunity when it comes to power. You have, like, I do feel like you're really recognizing the importance of balance and harmony and working with, you know, one foot in your water energy and one foot, you know, on the ground, if you will. And your focus is so strong that if you're not feeling like you have that sword in your hand, that power in your hand, you do. So don't be scared of new ideas. Be really determined when it comes to the work that you're doing, because you're getting some strong spiritual guidance here and you just have to pay attention, okay? You might even have like that aha moment. That's also important. Leo, if you're feeling fired up, just be mindful. You have that sword in your hand, the sword that Cancers just got. And so this is what also telling me, Cancers, like by August, you might be into this Knight of Swords energy. Standing up for truth and justice, standing up for what you believe in, Leos. Just remember that you have that ego in check, okay? Because speaking your truth doesn't always go the right way, does it? Okay, Virgos. All right, what do Virgos need to hear for? Virgos, the sky's the limit. If you're feeling limited, the sky is the limit. There's a lot of things opening up for you. This makes sense with North Node in your polar natal sign of Pisces. Choose the cup that's right for you, okay? And not the cup of what you thought was right for you in the past. That's a very important message. Virgos have had a lot of transformation this year. So choose the path that's right for you. Libra's justice, my goodness. All right, so you're gonna be feeling this energy in the collective very, very, very strongly. Okay, you're gonna be focused on justice in the collective. You're gonna be feeling very fired up. You're gonna be feeling very charged up. Keep the balance, all right? Do not allow the chaos in the collective to be an excuse for not having the balance from within yourself, okay? We cannot allow that collective energy to throw us off, because we need that Libra energy right now more than ever. Scorpio, 5 of Pentacles. Well, this makes sense because it's the overall energy. Scorpios, you're going to really strongly be feeling this energy. The light comes from within, all right? If you're in a position to help others transform this energy, even, you know, if it's like my co-op, we have these bags that you can donate to the food pantry, and you just take it to the checkout, check it, and you put it in there, and it has like, you know, everything that people need for meals. Whatever you can do to shift this energy for yourself and for others. I'm getting more so like helping others, okay? So that is going to help you, and with the power you have right now with this full moon being in your sign, the more charitable energy you exert, that better off it'll be for the collective. All right, Sagittarius, you're over something. Okay, so don't allow the current situation to distract you from the cup that's coming within, all right? You're over it when it comes to something. You're not stuck, though. Get unstuck. This is almost like that Gemini energy. Where is your vibration? If you're feeling like you're not happy where you're at, do something about it. Put your resume out there, talk to people. But most importantly, just like ask yourself, what does make me happy? Because when you connect to that and you say, this is what makes me happy, then that's when this cup is going to come in. That's when things are going to start moving for that cup to come into your life, which is so exciting. Okay. Capricorns, nice Capricorns, Empress, beauty, bounty, all right? Feeling just very blessed. So stay grounded. Focus on Venus too, Capricorn. See where your Venus is at if you have a strong Venus placement, especially those who have Venus in Scorpio. That just came to my head. So whatever you're working on, it's working, okay? So if you just started a new business, if you started a new project, if you started a new relationship, it's working. That's the message I keep getting, is it's working, it's working, it's working. All right, Aquarius. Aquarius, 6 of Wands, there you are. Okay, so Pluto and Aquarius too, like this is where that Aquarian energy, you're meant to shine. What if I said like months and months and months of you getting prepared for people to start looking at you, to start focusing on Aquarian energy? That time is here, all right? So are you ready to shine? Are you ready for people to come to you and ask you questions, ask for advice, hear your ideas and get the green light on those? Because now is the time. This is saying now is the time. So just accept that recognition, accept that energy of people saying yes, okay? All right, last but not least, Pisces, 6 of Pentacles. There is definitely a shift here. Moon in Taurus, interesting enough. So the full moon in Taurus season too. Contemplate your relationship with money and ask yourself, like, because here's, look at, like, they're looking for a handout. And if you're in this energy of like, you know, versus just like, I deserve this. That's, again, you have to tell yourself, I deserve this. I deserve gifts. I deserve financial rewards, and just say yes, okay? Final one, Queen of Pentacles, all right? This is where enjoy the abundance you have. That is the key message here for everybody. And look us at the bottom, the sun. All of our inner trials want to shine. Enjoy it. Have the curiosity, though, of that Uranus. Is that there's going to be some out of left field opportunities coming to us personally and collectively. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and as always, shine your inner light. We've got this.